residence to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the doctor himself.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Ooh.
Happy birthday to podcast. Happy birthday to we.
Much better.
Oh, yeah. No,
Damn.
hang on.
We're doing annual.
Yeah, we've got it. No, if we're going to do the character, we got to do the character right. It's Duke B. Nukem. Damn, I wish I was your lover.
Damn. I wish I was your lover.
He sings it. Duke B. Nukem. It's the annual, baby.
Of course it is. Why else will we be doing this today?
Yeah, today of all days.
The day of our Lord.
The day of our Lord now.
Episode 440.
Well, I mean, this is annual 7, so it's outside the regular number.
Oh, God. We've done so many episodes.
But by the end of this week, it'll be 450 episodes.
That's insane.
I know. It's pretty wild.
It's 7 years.
It's been 7 years.
It's been 7 years since we started this pod.
And as we've said before, our friendship started after we started the show.
Oh, yeah. No. And if anything, it started on rocky ground.
Oh, yeah. And we've never revisited that.
Yep. There was a lot of things that we had to get through.
Yeah, but we're good.
Yeah, no, we're great now.
Also, if you listen to the episode 2 days ago, we're fine again.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's good.
Everything's good. At least for another few days.
Yeah. Things are about to get horny.
Are they?
Yeah.
Today?
Well, no.
On this?
No, in this week.
Oh, yes. But only once.
Because it's our birthday.
And you'll know when.
Yeah, no, it will be obvious.
But yeah, it's the fucking annual episode, baby. It's been 7 years. How does that make you feel? Well, okay, easy. Let's try this again. How does it make you feel?
It's been a trying 7 years.
Huh.
Also, this podcast happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think all the stuff that was trying was pretty much not me.
I mean, it wasn't all.
This is me in therapy with you. It's like, yeah, but all the hard stuff wasn't me.
Yeah. Then why do you keep bringing him up?
I mean,
I mean, you have asked on multiple occasions, do you talk about me in therapy?
Yeah, which I assume means, like, in a good way.
Yeah.
What? Oh, no.
Look, I chose you.
It was pointed out on the doc score not too long ago that on episode like 100 and something, I was quoted as saying, I cannot imagine a universe where this show goes on for 7 years.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Which I think means we're in the bad timeline.
Yes, that's exactly what was said then next.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is the dark timeline.
It's all coming true.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah, we've been doing it for 7 years.
I did like the sort of like the lore thing that we threw out there a couple years ago, which is that we're doing this podcast because 9/11 happened.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
And that if 9/11 didn't happen,
Neither would
this podcast would be Jaffe and Josh Gill.
Oh, my God, that's right, yeah. How would they find each other, though?
Well, probably from Reddit, because it'd be a happier place.
Universal intervention.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something cosmic.
Yeah.
Star-crossed co-hosts.
The overmat would control it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my God. It's been a very long time. I feel like there have been lots of iterations of the show. Like, they say that every cell in your body is replaced every, like, over 7 years. Some of them more often than others.
Is this Theseus' body?
Yeah, this is the pod of Theseus. Yeah. Is this the Dr. DC podcast?
Whoa.
If we were to take all the old bits and cut them together and put out an episode, would that be the Dr. DC podcast?
I mean, if you look at the...
I kind of want to do that now and just call that episode the pod of Theseus.
I mean, it would be really
good.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I do like that.
I don't hate it.
But also, if you look at either of us from 7 years ago and then now...
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I feel like I might be like the one made of the rotting boards.
Yeah.
But
You looked unhealthily skinny.
in the early day, and back then I was like, I'm a fat fuck.
God,
Yeah.
you only knew.
I'm at least at this time of recording, I am not the fattest I've been.
That's good.
Which is good, I think.
You know, it's not like a complete. The graph doesn't just go straight up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I fluctuate. I don't know.
Yeah, but you just fluctuate between like fine and fine plus.
I like a fucking Apple product.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fine plus.
Yeah,
It's
high
just
quality,
like really,
but nobody
it's just
wants
like really
it.
settling in. He's just got a good routine.
Yeah. No, fine plus is that it's really high quality, but nobody really engages with it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that is the problem.
Yep. Yeah. So, do you want to get into the segments?
Let's do it. Let's just hop right in. So, over the past year, we've read a bunch of books.
Yeah. Some would say less than other years. Some would say more.
This was actually probably not a bad year for it. We tend to, because we get caught up with bits and shit, we tend to forget to read books.
Yeah. But luckily, we created a whole month where we have
To at least catch us up.
And I was there for the whole thing.
Yes. A whole your theme.
Yeah. I was there for the entire thing. It's okay. I don't even choose the last book, so.
Yeah, that's right. That is
what we say.
what we've agreed to. Yeah.
That's the narrative.
So, I'm going to go through some of the things that we've read this past year. Maybe you can just give like a couple of sentences, what you remember about it, and give it like a cape rating.
Sure, yeah.
So, the first one we did
Can't believe that was this year.
was Milk Wars, and that was because of last year's Fanagar Tournament of Pandering.
That's right.
That was the winner, was Milk Wars. And I brought some milks for us to drink for it, and it's a really easy to listen to episode. It's not me going like, oh, the banana milk.
Oh, God. The fucking banana milk. Fuck. Yeah, and what's good is that...
And it inspired Dairy Dogmas.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, and great, it's the last time we had a bunch of dairy on the podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah. But Milk Wars, it was the DC Young
That's
Animal
what I called
crossover.
the fucking toilet after I was done with that episode.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
A thing where my girlfriend went, why are you doing this?
I mean, that's becoming a common theme.
Yeah.
What do you remember of Milk Wars?
I remember the bit of like the anthology piece, and I mean, we only read the first book, or the first volume?
No, we read the whole event.
Oh, did we?
Because it's just one crossover event.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm getting that mixed up with the Milkman guy or whatever, the
Milkman Man?
Milkman. No,
Ice Cream Man?
Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, that one we read on the Patreon. That you're right. That was the anthology one, and we just read one.
Milkman is the Milk Wars is Gerard Way.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
I barely remember that, but I remember liking it.
Yeah. I mean, it was it's pretty meta, but it has the Justice League in it, but it also has the Doom Patrol and Cave Carson with the cybernetic eye. And Mother Panic and stuff like that. It brought in Milkman Man.
That's right.
And Father Bruce and Wonder Wife.
Oh, yeah.
The kind of weird, like, sanitized versions of it, where that company Retcon was trying to, like, sanitize and sell off reality.
I do remember this.
Yeah.
Very vaguely, but I do remember this.
A very kind of fun, weird, appropriately sort of meta Doom Patrol
a type of thing that I like, though. Yeah,
100%,
sure. Yeah, it's right in line with that. Yeah, I remember that being like around 04. Yeah,
sure. Yeah. All right, the next one that we read, skip ahead several months to October.
Yep.
Doctober.
Oh!
Happy Halloween!
Ching, ching, ching.
Nope. Every year. Nope. We read The Witching Hour. This was the story with Wonder Woman and the Justice League Dark.
Yeah. A modern take on the title Witching Hour.
Yeah, exactly. Which used to just be like an anthology
But this was Wonder Woman like being all fucking into magic.
Yeah, she was like witch marked.
Yeah,
and it was them going up against Hecate, the god of magic.
Constantine had to come in, and this was a great book. I remember this. We go to the Oblivion Bar.
Yep.
And they fucking kill everybody.
Yeah, there's quite a few things going on. Yeah, and like Manitou Dawn and Circe and Wonder Woman and some other characters.
Yeah, it was a great book. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautifully made and well written. I like seeing that side of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And sort of like getting to like associated with her magic side, which is such a cool thing. Yeah, it was a great book. That was like a 4.5. I love that book. Yeah.
The next one was actually one you weren't here for.
Oh,
but
I liked it.
Yep. Okay. No, but me and Matt Poulter and a guest, another guest, Andrew Demand, we read and talked about Watchmen.
Oh, of course.
Have you ever read Watchmen?
I've read bits of it. I haven't ever finished it.
Sure.
I have it. I just haven't finished it.
Yeah. Well, and we know that's what's important to you.
Which part? Having it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, less so now, but yeah.
Sure. This other one, I don't remember if you were here for this one. This is the hard part with the year 7. I was there. The Last Days of Animal Man. Did you read this one?
Yeah. Do I remember it? No, but
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the slightly frustrating one because he does not die in it.
No, it is. I don't remember the plot of it though.
It's in that weird like future where his powers are acting up, and like some of the Titans are the Justice League.
Yes,
stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
There are some references to the events of like Countdown and things like that in terms of his relationship with Starfire and things like that. But it's sort of a kind of book.
Yeah. It was fine. It was like a 3.5. Yeah.
That's pretty high.
Yeah.
That's fucked that you would say that.
All right.
And I'm holding you to account.
Come for me.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
No, that makes it work
3.
More. No.
2. 3.
2. The next one in issue 410 was The Final Night. So that's the one where a sun eater damages the sun and the earth is like slowly freezing.
It's a Christmas one, right?
Well, we read it close to Christmas because it's cold.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm good at episodes.
Yeah. I don't know. This was like a post-apocalyptic kind of vibe, or
I mean, only in that it's like the end of days. It was like the Justice League. What can they do when they can't save the day, basically? You know, like them helping, like, people get to shelter and stuff. They're like, what can we do? This is the one that ends with Parallax, Hal Jordan, igniting himself in the center of the sun to bring back the sun.
Yeah.
It's the sort of redemption, beginning of the redemption piece for Hal Jordan thing.
Yeah. I remember enjoying that.
Superman loses his powers because there's no solar energy and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It was a cool, like, humanistic piece, and I liked them engaging with the crowds and stuff. Yeah.
All right. The next one was our Christmas read.
Yeah, I remember this one.
In issue 422, we read Hitman number 22.
Yeah. Weird one that was slightly problematic.
The one where on the cover Santa's got a gun in his mouth.
Yeah. Weird book.
With the weird, like, radioactive Santa guy.
Yeah. Probably my least favorite of our Christmas books we've read.
Ooh. Yeah, I was like, no way. But yeah, I was thinking about it. Like, the Christmas books are generally pretty solid.
Yeah.
This was a weird one for sure.
It was a weird one, but I like getting a random like D tier character.
I think what I was aiming for was trying to recreate the magic of the paramilitary Christmas special.
Sure, yeah.
But it didn't.
It was not the same.
Yeah, no, it wasn't at all. Next one, jump all the way to prescribed reading month here.
The whole month I was there.
Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, 133 and 134. That's in issue 435.
Yep.
First appearance of Darkseid.
Yeah.
Pretty
very
cool stuff. A lot of weird Kirby shit.
A weird take on Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
Real fucking aggressive Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, where he leads that gang. He's like, get him.
Yeah, true. Very funny. But also, like,
turns on Superman right away.
Very funny, very dumb, interesting.
Yes.
And when you get to, like, the Kirby ass shit in it, it's like, oh yeah, I can see where we turned these ideas into other things.
It is fun to read something that's like a proto idea.
Yeah.
It's an idea just flopping onto land, and it hasn't developed arms and legs yet.
It's like when you hear like those like the Beatles tracks where they're starting to try to like figure out how to write songs.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it's like that's gonna be this.
Yes.
I like that kind of stuff.
I agree. The next one, oh god. The Adventures of Bob Hope, number 109, the final issue of that series.
What a piece of shit that
was.
Hot dog water.
I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, no, not good. It was bad.
Also reinforced that my take that Bob Hope is not funny.
Yeah, not a celebrity. Shouldn't be.
Yeah. There's really no reason for it.
Yeah.
Is that Letterman? All American Comics number 16. Now, we didn't read the whole anthology, but we did read the origin, like the first appearance of the Golden Age Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Of Alan Scott.
Crazy that I didn't really ever know that that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like I knew what he looked like, but I didn't realize that all the train shit was from that.
Oh, he loves trains.
But that's where like the lantern thing comes from, and like yeah.
Yeah, it's also interesting. Like, can I say one of my favorite parts of it is just at the very end in 2 panels, he's like, I must be so bewilderingly confusing to look at that criminals are afraid.
Probably the best.
And I was like, oh, they do explain the costume.
I do.
I was like, oh.
What a great reveal.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. A thing that I've hated forever because I thought it was just bad design. It was intentional.
It's intentional, and they knew it.
Yeah, and it's like, does that redeem it?
It is. It does feel like a thing we'd make up.
Yes.
Be like, that should be in the origin.
Yeah.
Like, what if I was insane looking?
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's there.
Yeah. That's we did do that.
We did do that, yeah.
And we're like, oh, is this like we went back in time and made them do that?
Yeah, exactly. And then one you were absolutely there for.
100%. Why don't you tell us what it was
House
like?
of Secrets number 92, the first appearance of Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
tell me
I
what
asked
you think
first, so what
well, yeah, but my name's in the title, so
Swamp Thing's there. It's pretty cool. It shows up. I think
I love House
of
Secrets 92. It's like one of my all-time favorite comic issues. I'll never get tired of it. I love it to death. I love gothic horror in general.
Sure.
And like gothic romance and like those kind of things. And it's like, it's perfect. It makes me think of Frankenstein. And it's right where I live. So it's, an excellent first appearance that I wish my best friend could have been there for.
You didn't have anybody on that episode?
I'm pretty sure that was a complete solo one.
Oh, those always sound hopeful.
Yeah, well,
just here on my lonesome.
Sometimes I say it cooler than that. Sometimes I say solo dolo.
Do you?
Sometimes.
I'll never know.
Yeah, classic. At any rate, that's what we read this year. I think overall, pretty good readings. There are only a couple of sort of misses, I would say.
Yeah, only a few stinkers in there. Yeah.
Pretty solid on all of those. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, enjoyed those.
For a comic book podcast, not that many books, but yeah.
I mean, we talk about...
I know.
No, I'm going to explain the show to you. It's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah, what is even this podcast?
Oh, it's a podcast where 2 equally chill friends.
I don't know if it's always 2.
You're right. Sometimes I'm on my lonesome.
And the energy is the exact same.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing different about the show at all. The fucking whiplash of people listening to the last 2 years of this show.
I mean, at least you could say there's always something going on.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, there's always something we're contending with.
Yeah, we write off our lack of consistency by saying that it's spontaneous. Yeah. That's just our spontaneity coming out.
That's the awards showing.
Yeah. Hey, you know the best thing about awards?
Yeah.
It's
they're there.
And parlaying them into guests.
Yeah. Hey, we sometimes do that.
We did it a wee bit this year.
Yeah.
And
just
so
a teensy bit.
Let's just take a little second here to have a listen to some of the new guests that joined us on the show this year.
Today we are joined by DC artist Jamal Campbell.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, Jamal.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. I mean, I like to put as much as I can into my work, so I've actually been really lucky working with both Joshua Williamson on Superman and Brian Michael Bendis and David Walker on Naomi.
Yeah.
Like, they were all pretty much open to whatever I wanted to do. Say they would bring me on like story meetings even.
Right.
So I can like have my input in that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Versus like Far Sector, all of that was pretty much written before I got onto the book.
Right.
Like they had another artist that couldn't work out. So when I got on, all that was written already. So I didn't have as much say into the actual story.
Sure.
But then Nora was like, I don't know how to draw. I don't know how this works. So she pretty much gave me carte blanche to do anything I wanted on that book.
Well, that's amazing.
So I still had that freedom, even if not in the events that happened, just how it looked.
And this week, I'm very, very pleased to have a pair of guests. One, an old friend, one that you know from listening to the show, one brand new, both academics, both big comic dorks like me. Very excited to have Matthew Poulter and Andrew DeMann on the show today.
Thanks for having me back. All right, we're talking over each other. Okay, Andrew, go ahead.
I just said hi, thank you. And I think a lot of it comes from basic pattern analysis. Moore saw the rise of Thatcherism in England, and he knew how that sort of trend goes, and then he saw Reaganism taking over in the US of A. So for him, it was a case of history repeating itself, and that sense of frustration and doom and inability to stop it. And if you ever want to see him write about it really directly, you got V for Vendetta, which is about Thatcherism, and you got what I think is his best work that nobody talks about enough because it's largely been hard to get in print until recently is his work on Captain Britain, which is fantastic and very much about the rise of a political power based on a pre-established trajectory, and you can't stop it.
Right.
Today we are joined by two of them, Felicia and Kayla of the Nerdy North podcast.
Hi. Hello, folks.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming over to my house, even though I initially proposed we do this over.
Even though they literally, one of them lives two doors over.
That was a fun message, just like on Zoom.
Yeah, I was just in such like
what year is it? What's happening?
I was in such a mode. It's been so long since we've had like a guest in studio.
I think mine would have to be it's supposed to be Nightwing, but it's called Deathwing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Deathwing area, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think his costume is like completely bonkers and like
so
this
silly.
This is fully Mad Max. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
I love that it's like full, as in, like, that is from like stick trigger all the way to his neck, fully open.
Yeah, J-Lo green dress style.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And it's, I do really appreciate like the level of slutty that we added to men's costumes in the 90s.
Yeah, there's one thing that could be gained from it. Yeah.
It's like, listen.
We finally achieved slut equity.
Exactly. Like, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
into
not
that.
pulling back.
We did it.
Yeah, we all get to be
We were never going to treat the women different.
So we gotta treat the men worse.
Bring the man down.
Quality.
Bring them down to that level. It's my wife. It's Mrs. DC.
Yeah.
Hey there, everybody.
And it's also Kyle.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Hey, kiddo. If any supervillain could join the Justice League, who would you have join the Justice League?
I would have Catwoman join it because she is learning how to be a good guy and she really likes Batman.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a really good one.
Okay, bye, Kyle.
That's great.
And today we have a very special guest. We're joined by host of the podcast, Butt Buddies, and No Quest for the Wicked. We got an awesome here.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here. For me, it was always like fantasy novels was my intro. Like I read Lord of the Rings when I was like 8. Hell yeah. And that was kind of it for me. And then I started writing a lot of like fantasy stuff, and that was kind of like my whole thing. When I was a kid, I did read a bunch of comics, so I read a bunch of like Spider-Man and Batman and Sonic comics.
Oh, yeah, the Sonic comics are great, honestly.
Oh yeah, they were fucking amazing. One of my like best achievements to date was I sent a drawing of Sonic as a fish into Sonic the Comic and got it posted and won a watch from it.
So there you go. Some new friends in the family. The thing I love about that is 2 of those at live shows.
Yeah.
We had 2 live shows
Who
this
are
past
we?
year. We're invite only.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I'm offer only.
You've only ever been.
I absolutely will not apply or audition.
But yet you keep getting things sent to you.
Yeah, because I'm good.
Yeah, because...
Or persistent, or associated with you.
Or there.
Yeah, or present. Present and immovable.
Yeah, and mildly able.
Do you know what's really funny? Today I stopped off at the theater because we're going into tech for Fiddler on the Roof this week.
Yeah.
I stopped off at the theater to answer some questions, be a director.
Of course. Yeah.
And one of the techs there, younger guy, he's like 21 or whatever, he was like, I got a weird question to ask you. I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, it's not about this play. And I was like, okay. And he's
Even
like,
better.
He was like, were you at Toronto Comic-Con this year? And I was like, I absolutely was. He was like, I thought I saw you.
One of my many gigs.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, well, that's me.
I go from stage to stage.
That's me. I was there fully prepared for a live show. Definitely didn't blow my voice out at karaoke the night before.
Oh, God, no. Yeah. And you weren't hungover either.
No, and it's great to both watch and listen to that episode.
You felt good.
I felt great about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of a fun thing this year because also like within a shortish amount of time, like we went in August for Fan Expo Canada.
That's right.
And then in March, we were back for Toronto Comic-Con.
And we had a great time there.
I mean, listen, Toronto Comic-Con, not as good of a con as Fan Expo Canada.
By fucking tenfold.
However, a great trip.
Yeah, when I was not feeling terrible.
I mean, but like, listen, if we got to start putting that asterisk on things, we're going to do that for everything.
Neither of us are going to do anything.
Let's just make it a given that Richard is having some sort of intestinal distress or something while we're doing fun things.
Honestly.
But they were fun.
Honestly, I'm dealing with that right now.
To be honest, same.
Fucking, man, Kabasa.
Oh, you had kielbasa?
Yesterday, and it's just hitting me now.
You had yesterday's kielbasa today? That would do it.
No, I had kielbasa yesterday, and it's coming up on me.
Why do you keep saying it like que pasa?
Hey, kielbasa.
Yeah, it was a Spanish kielbasa.
Yeah. Probably a name for that.
It was a little Spanish kielbasa. Little Spanish flea.
No. I know. I wanted you to continue the song.
No, I think I'm good. I've proved my point.
I ate it inside of my casa.
Hey, fuck. Shit. I shouldn't have given up. I should have kept trying. I tell my daughter not to give up, but I got to live up to that. Man.
I'm pretty sure we have a whole series of uninspirational posters to prove how you feel.
Yeah, that's true. Well, do you know what time it is?
Oh, fuck.
Just like how you had to.
Oh, fuck.
Just like how you had to fucking AI answer about books you kind of read.
Fuck.
Now it's time for the pop quiz.
Oh, shit.
This is stuff we've covered this past year. I'm pretty sure most of these were episodes you were here for.
Great.
And we're going to see how, be here more and I won't have to guess.
Nah, not worth
And we'll see how this goes, all right?
Uh-huh.
13 questions.
I'm ready. This is going to be my 13 reasons why.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Well, yeah. And every time you get one wrong, I'm going to add a question. So it's actually 13 going on 30.
Oh, no.
So here we go. I just got such a stanky face from my wife. She did not like that joke.
Maybe she smelled the kielbasa.
Well, I mean, listen, we all can. So here we go. Question number 1.
Uh-huh.
What is the name of the Red Lantern entity? So, like, there's Parallax for the yellows. There's Ion for the greens.
Yeah.
What's the name of the Red Lantern entity?
That's a character.
Here, I'll give you a clue.
Uh-huh.
He might be interested in kielbasa.
What? That gives me less.
It's called the Butcher.
Oh, I don't remember. That doesn't even sound like a thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2.
Yeah.
Name the god of superheroes.
Oh, I do remember us bringing this up.
Yes. This is from Milk Wars.
Yeah, it's why I know it.
Yeah.
A book that I just described how much I remember.
Oh, yeah. It nailed it.
Yeah.
like a seventh grader finishing a book report the night before.
Obviously, the hero is
20-point font and triple spaced.
Therefore, the human.
Yeah. Some people say that books have meaning.
Yeah.
I believe that this book has a meaning too.
Therefore, it means.
So, God of Superheroes?
Milkman, man.
No. It's all. AHL. Not the American Hockey League, which you might be interested in.
Hey, maybe.
Question number 3.
Yep.
Name as many Earthbound Green Lantern villains as you can.
Oh, yeah, we just talked about this last episode.
Yeah.
So obviously I
Cast your mind back to yesterday when we recorded a bunch of things.
Shark.
The Shark?
The Shark.
That's a good one. There you go.
There's the professor guy.
Yep. Gonna need a little more.
You get the gist of it.
There's actually a couple of them.
Yep. The Dr. Light? No, that would make sense, but no.
No.
Because they're both...
I understand.
But not. Dr. Polaris?
Dr. Polaris is one.
That was the one I was trying to think of.
Absolutely.
That's because light. That's what I was thinking
That's
about.
good.
Yeah. Is it another doctor?
No, not really.
Okay, not by profession. These are the answers that I have, but that's all I got.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Couple of other big ones. Hector Hammond.
Sure.
Sonar, who we talked about within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Black Hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
None of these are feeling like, oh shit, I should have said that one.
I mean, you should have. Question number 4.
Yep.
This is from the Jimmy Olsen book we read. Who is working for Darkseid in his first appearance in Jimmy Olsen 134?
Oh, like who's the team or?
No. Right when Darkseid appears at the end, he's talking to someone who is revealed to have been working for him.
Is it Max Lord?
So close. And I know that you know who.
Yeah.
But give it another go with the name.
But it's like that guy. It's
100%.
Yeah. Perry White?
No. Basically replaced Perry White.
Yeah. It's the guy who runs the paper, though,
runs
right?
the GBS.
GBS, that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
It's Morgan Edge. Yeah. I could tell that you
I knew.
I could see it. You know what I love about doing this pop quiz is sometimes you try to play it cool, like, of course I don't remember that. And sometimes you go like, fuck. And I can see it bother you when you actually you're like, I actually do know this.
Yeah.
Those are the moments that I live for.
You're like, that's the DC love.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Question number 5.
Yeah.
All of the characters in Watchmen are riffs on Charlton characters.
That's correct.
What are those analogs?
Oh, things that I'll know. Yep. Yep.
I mean, there's at least one that you better get.
Yep. Should be. And that character.
Do you want me to name Watchmen characters? And then you tell me
No. I know the Watchmen characters. It's the problem is that I don't know the analog.
Yeah.
Yep.
For any of them?
Nope.
You're gonna really kick yourself on one of them.
Sure. Okay.
Rorschach.
Oh, is Rorschach
is Watchmen?
Yeah.
And his analog would be.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Jesus. This is like year 1, Richard. This is bad.
It's the kielbasa.
It's the kielbasa. We'll blame the kielbasa.
Yeah, it's kielbasing my brain. Hold on. Look, he's got the same vibes. The question mark. The question.
Jesus. Yes.
Nailed it.
Any others?
Perfect. 10 for 10. I got him.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yep.
Any others?
Nope.
Okay. The comedian
Yeah.
is Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Manhattan,
Mm-hmm.
Captain Atom, Night Owl, Blue Beetle, Silk Spectre is Nightshade. Oh, Ozymandias is one whose name I don't remember. But this quiz isn't about me.
Well.
It's not about me. Oh, it's no, never mind. Okay, question number 6. What was the original restriction on Metamorpho's powers?
Oh. Was it that he could only like do one part at a time?
No.
But it's close?
It is about what he can turn into.
Isn't it just like minerals? Like it can't be like anything.
You're so close. He could only transform into elements found in the human body.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
That is no longer the case, but that was the original.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, next question. In the 90s, Alan Scott no longer went by Green Lantern. What was his new superhero name?
Oh, yeah. That's right. They were trying to figure out a place for him.
Yeah, exactly. Because the core was gone.
Yeah.
Kyle was the last Green Lantern, and Alan had been de-aged in 0 Hour. And so he went by...
And I can picture him, and I know it, but I don't know it.
Sentinel.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So 90s.
Okay, next question. This is a multiple part question.
Yeah, this is never good every year.
Bob Hope's fictional nephew would turn into a superhero.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name, and what was his weakness?
Wasn't it the hip?
Super hip.
Super hip. That's it. Yeah. And his music. Oh, it was that fucking musician. That's terrible.
I had to look it up too. I could not conjure it myself.
Yeah. Oh, his. It's funny because Family Guy did a joke about him at one point.
Oh, really?
Family Guy randomly started just like going to just an actual bit by that guy.
Oh, weird.
Like playing one of his like music sort of like performances.
Oh, weird.
I don't remember his name though.
The music of Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Aztec, the ultimate warrior, is trained and taught to await the coming of the shadow god, also known as...
Hecate?
No, but I love where your head's at.
Okay. Yeah.
There's technically two ways you can answer this that I'll accept.
One's on your knees.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. I mean, technically at that point, you'll be accepting.
Is it like a well-known character, or is this just like a thing that's just associated with him?
It is a well-known one-off event villain that also has like an Aztec name.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't know.
So Mageddon.
Oh.
Or Tezcatlipoca.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question from the episode. This episode is normal. Who are the Nova Corps?
Oh, isn't
that was the Marvel episode you made me do, you piece of shit.
Yeah, the Nova Corps is like the police. It's like the kind of like the Green Lanterns of Marvel, isn't it?
Sure, I don't know. I'm not a Marvel guy. Question 11.
Amazing.
The first appearance of Swamp Thing is not Alec Holland. Who is it?
Oh.
Bet you wish you were there for that episode. No.
Nope. What I did was good. What did I do?
I don't know. You were like, I'm in Vancouver or some stupid bullshit like
Was it that, or was I sick?
No, you were away. You got sick after.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good reason, though.
Oh, that's not a reason.
No, I don't remember. Is it a different person's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Alex Olson.
Oh.
Number 12. What color kryptonite hurts Bizarro?
Green?
No.
Oh. Blue?
Yes.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
And last question. Name 5 regular team members of the Outsiders.
Batman?
Sure.
Black Lightning?
Yep. Or sorry, yeah.
No. Red Hood?
No.
Okay. Is it more Gotham people though?
No.
Oh, I think that's all I got then.
Katana.
Yeah.
Metamorpho.
Oh yeah.
Geoforce. Halo.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get any of those. Yeah.
Yeah, you know I think that's a respectable like 4 out of 13.
I mean,
to be honest, that's not worse than you usually do.
I was gonna say like the previous year was like 3, I think. So
it's actually, yeah, weirdly, it actually is a respectable number.
Look, it's never good.
The bar for this show is so fucking low.
Yeah. I mean, in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, we got some questions.
Hey.
Because it's the annual, we just ask for like personal questions, podcast questions, questions about anything.
Oh, and your wife's here, so that'll be good.
There's a whole bunch of these. Well, I always answer honestly. Some might say too honestly on this podcast.
Some say you're too honest.
But we're just gonna go through these questions, and because there's not like huge lore things to do, we're gonna speed round some of them because there's quite a number of them.
Oh, okay. Let's start over on Facebook.
Going to the face and the book. Going to the Facebook
from Josh Wiley, who asks for producer Richard.
Okay,
me.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't know. It's been 7 years. I would hope so.
Well, I mean, the bit that I forget is that you're the producer, but that's...
I mean, that's loose at this point. But the thing is that no one is.
I could just call you the computer, Richard, because we just record onto your computer.
That's true.
It's about the extent of the production, I would say.
I mean, yeah, you're even getting into some production.
I mean, I arguably do more to episodes than you do.
Yeah.
Not as well. I want to be really clear.
So I did the bulk of it,
but
for
I
6
definitely
years.
do more.
Yeah, definitely.
Just not as well.
That's just you in general, though.
Well... Read the fucking question. I'm not on trial here.
This whole courtroom's out of order.
You're out of order.
Now that you've been doing the podcast for some time and have a much deeper understanding of comics, love that we did this.
Yeah,
right
we
after
definitely
this.
just proved that.
Do you read them for your own entertainment or only for the sake of the podcast? And if you have gotten into comics, what are you currently reading and enjoying? There was a time I did.
Yeah.
I'm not now in easy access to my comics.
Yeah.
If I travel, I'll bring a book usually. That's a thing I like to do.
Yeah.
It's a good plane activity. But lately I haven't been reading shit. I recently did buy a bunch because I owed them. But no, I haven't really picked up a book in the last few months. Because I've been doing other things, like getting into sports.
No, it's messed up, man.
Yeah, I'm like a sports guy now.
No. I'm not sure that I like you in this part of my life.
Oh, what?
The sports part.
Why?
Well, because the sports part is like the gross bro-y part.
Yeah, we should fucking bring that guy out.
No. He needs to stay down.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to be like paved behind the train.
This is like in those like when
tunnel.
We've trapped the mummy and now someone is reading out of the book.
Oh yeah.
No, you're weakening the bonds.
That's right.
You're like
But I mean, like I still like the books that I love are still the ones that I've talked about in the past, which are like the.
Are you still reading like your Marvel stuff? Because you were like really into like Ms. Marvel and Miles Morales and stuff like that.
Yeah, I haven't touched any of that. And it really just I don't have access to my stuff right now, and I've got a lot of other stuff going on, and
you have some stuff going on.
I've got a lot more going on than. Let's just say the voids that I was filling with those books are no longer there.
Just go back to filling it with books.
But the voids aren't there.
Huh. I don't like this you. I liked the you that was incomplete and broken.
And needed you.
Yeah. Oh no, am I the problem? Just got the look from my wife that I just got.
I think we both got the answer there, didn't we? All right.
Yeah, the answer is I have to break you again.
Yeah. Are you okay? Let's go out for a beer and I'll make sure you're okay again.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know if I am okay. You're right. I should end my marriage.
Listen. I did not say to do that.
I mean, you didn't tell me not to.
It's not my place to say one way or the other.
But if you were going to.
It's your life. How dare you twist this? This is not the narrative.
I was happy.
Anyway, what's the next question? I really wish the mic would have picked up that
was
story.
Good. Yeah. All right. The next question doesn't come from John's Carrots, that's for sure.
Oh, shit. It comes from his peas?
That's right. John's Peas, who asks, What lesser-known Canadian bands should Americans be listening to?
I mean, listen,
oh my
you're
God.
asking the two right guys. A guy that only listens to top 40 stuff and a guy that only listens to stuff no one's heard of.
I've moved on.
Should we just carry over our conversation from Ghostfacers this week and just talk about Mariana's Trench?
I mean, Mariana's Trench, great live performance.
Yeah, solid.
One of the best live shows I've ever heard.
She's restraining herself because I told her not to talk off.
Yeah.
She wants to jump in and be like, I worked their show. They were great.
Guess we'll never know.
Yeah. Some Canadian bands that, well, here's the thing. Because we have, like, Americans don't understand this, but we have, like, Canadian content regulations up here, which is because there's such a glut of American media. In order to protect Canadian artists and give them a chance to get a foothold, there are laws about how much stuff broadcast on radio, on TV, etc. has to be Canadian, and what proportions of it have to be Canadian and things like that. And so it's hard for us to gauge what actually made it to the States.
Sure.
Because we go like, oh yeah, this band was huge, and they go like, who? You know?
I mean, I have like some that I know, but
But like, for example, like, I know in the States, the Tragically Hip are known.
Yes.
But not nearly as much as I'd expect.
Sure.
Like, the Tragically Hip are legends.
Sure.
Up here.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the biggest band we've ever produced.
I mean, I don't know if that's true.
Certainly the best band we've ever produced.
I don't know if that's true either.
It absolutely is.
I'm really not that big of a hip stan, to be honest.
I think that's the proof I need. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's hard to gauge, like, I'm worried we're just going to say something. You'll be like, yeah, I already know those ones.
I think I have a pretty good sense of which ones have popped over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
What?
I don't know. You say everything so confidently with no reason.
Yeah, that's how I get to where I get in my life.
All right. Well, then hit me. What are the Canadian bands underappreciated maybe in the States that you would direct some people to?
Sure. I mean, they're not all bands, but like
already not answering the question.
Well, because they're artists. We're only doing bands.
This is fucked, man.
Leif Volbeck is fairly big in Canada, especially in the folk scene, but definitely has not broken over to the States.
Sure.
Really, really good. Great Lake Swimmers.
Great Lake Swimmers are good.
Pretty big in Canada. Big touring band that I think, like, I've opened up for them a few times, and they're awesome.
Yeah, like emotionally.
Yeah. They turned me down.
Hey, I kind of need to talk to somebody right now.
An artist that is starting to, but hasn't really, that I think Americans should listen to, and I've tried a little bit, is Bahamas.
Okay, I don't know Bahamas.
Bahamas is, like, I think of these, probably the biggest one, and great. Really, really love Bahamas. Very, like, sort of like bluesy, sort of soul.
Oh, that's fun.
Kind of vibes.
I like that.
Bahamas is great. Donovan Woods.
Woods is good.
It's funny because we have a lot of great folk artists, which is the thing that
folk is a big thing in Canada.
It is. It's funny that it is
not on the radio necessarily, but like Canada has a relatively proud folk tradition. You know?
Yeah.
Leonard Cohen, Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sort of legendary kind of folk artists.
An artist,
Joel Plaskett.
Yeah. Oh, I mean Joel Plaskett, of course. Yeah. An artist that has crossed over, I think, because
a act called Justin Bieber.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The Beaches recently.
I was going to bring the Beaches up because I really like them a lot.
Yeah. Blame Brett is like
Blame Brett, great
song of the summer. I think
huge,
100%. Other ones are the Weaker Thans, which have like a should be bigger in the States and have a somewhat of a following.
I like the Arkells, and the Arkells have a great cover album out right now.
I think they just sort of have popped in the States.
Have
too.
they?
Yeah.
Have you listened to Disco Loadout, like the cover album?
I've listened to it. I don't love it.
But you have to admit, it's right where I live.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. And the songs chosen.
That's, I think, my album of the year.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. We'll save it for the end of the year. But
no,
talk about it now.
I'll forget about it by then.
I mean, probably, yes.
What music came out this year?
The Wooden Sky, great. Yukon Blonde.
Yeah, Yukon Blonde.
Great live performers, too. I really, really liked Yukon Blonde.
That's
yeah,
pretty
there's
good.
some. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll just throw Nickelback.
Yeah. And other bands.
And the rest.
Yeah, those are some good ones for you. All right, next from Gary Anchetta, who asks, what DC event DC question.
No, you know what? Skip it. We'll do it later.
Yeah.
Listen, Gary, I love you. And your weird-ass Jigsaw question that you asked a couple of episodes ago or whatever. But this is a DC question, and this is the anniversary of a DC podcast. It's absolutely not the right place or time.
Gross.
It's pretty messed up that you would do this.
I'm a little bit fucking pissed.
I mean, what gives you the right to ask
Yeah.
a DC question on the anniversary of a DC podcast?
On this, the day of our anniversary.
Yeah, this is the day of our annual.
This the day we do annual.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll get to your question another time.
Maybe. We'll leave Facebook and go over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram, take some questions and answer them.
First question comes from Keegan Steedman, who asks, take a stance on the Kendrick and Drake beef. If you say they are both terrible people, that's just a boring answer.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Oh, I would love to hear your take on it, because I'm sure you're really well versed in the whole thing.
My take on it is this. There's allegations on both sides. And I'm anti-crimes.
Sure. That being said,
Kendrick is a better rapper, and Drake has always been a fucking creep.
You don't like Drake, too.
Yeah. He's not good.
Drake,
he's not good.
A multi-million-dollar fucking...
Oh, yeah, the people have great taste.
God, that's the most you fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, I mean...
well, because everyone likes him? Yeah, that doesn't make him good.
Let's just set crimes aside, because crimes are bad no matter who's doing them. But, I'm... Kendrick.
Depend on the person, depend on the crime. Yeah.
Team Kendrick.
I actually like Drake's music more than Kendrick's.
Insane.
And we're both allowed to have our opinions.
And I love plain oatmeal.
Yeah. But I do think Kendrick definitely won. And
of course he did.
Drake definitely became a little bitch.
It was a murder.
Yeah. It was not.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Just in beef terms.
Yeah.
A murder of beef.
I thought you were coming up with a nickname for Justin Bieber called Just in Beef Terms.
I'm now so angry I wasn't. Fuck. Shit.
It took me a second to be like, that's not what he's saying.
I'm so mad that's not what I was doing. You get me. We're 7 years in, baby.
That great Canadian artist, Just in Beef Terms.
Just in Beef Terms. That feels like, those memes when people have texted something to someone and you realize they don't know what the word is.
Yeah. I like that. That's definitely a voice to text mistake.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next question from Mike the Beast Benston.
Okay.
Who asks, would you rather fight one moose-sized duck or 100 duck-sized moose?
I mean, listen, my stance on this. The number of
well-trodden territory.
The number of toddlers you could fight is unlimited because they're small and they only take one hit. They're fucking weak. They've got no stamina. They have no resilience. You don't have to fight them to a standstill, each one of them.
Yeah.
By the same logic, duck-sized moose are likely way easier to deal with than a moose-sized duck.
You know what?
A moose-sized duck? It'd peck the shit out of you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, a lot of moose are really
legs.
strong. Yeah.
But spindly leg. Although a moose also has spindly legs.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's a toss-up.
It could go either way.
Yeah. We're gonna say it could go either way.
I'm saying I would take the duck-sized moose.
I'm gonna say moose-sized ducks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You want to fight one duck that big?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do in that situation? What's your plan of attack?
Go from behind.
I mean, listen. If I wish I could say I was surprised.
Wow, that's a knowing look. Wow, save it for year 8.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's right. This year, no horniness.
That was a promise that we've made and kept,
of course.
So,
all right. Next question. We're leaving Instagram and heading over to Reddit,
where everyone's nice, no one's ever mean.
From Not I Noobmaster69.
All right.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
What was the question?
The Superman Legacy.
Oh, yeah, that's a DC question. We'll get to it later.
No thanks. This we'll talk about.
Sure.
From Just One Bad Day 725.
Sure.
Besides Supernatural, what are some current shows you'd recommend for your fan base? The Rookie feels like your tempo. I mean, we do like that one bit, but
I do love just as a thing to put on.
Mm-hmm.
I do love a procedural.
Sure.
We've talked about that a bunch.
Yeah.
Our mid-TV double dose. I do love a procedural.
Yeah.
And then a lighthearted kind of one like The Rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I can get into The Rookie, I think. I don't know that that's the same kind of question as what's something you'd recommend to other people. I don't go in with the mid-ship for recommendations usually.
Not typically.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Shows that I like. I mean, Shogun thus far has been the show this year that I've been the most impressed with.
For sure.
Love that one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What would you throw in there? I know you're a big Ted Lasso guy.
Yeah, I mean that's a very
I was done.
Old reference. Yeah,
I'm just not that old.
I mean, it ended like 3 years ago.
But they're just saying what's a show you'd recommend people watch?
No, it says what are some current shows you'd recommend for your family.
Okay, well, fine.
Yeah, ease the heat.
No,
listen to what people say.
Why would I?
No,
I'm already right.
I'm just going to explosively respond.
Stop saying things my wife agrees with.
That's where she left the room.
Yeah.
I am watching an older show right now called Dark, but that's
You've talked about that one before.
It's like a German noir sci-fi show.
To be honest, I don't watch that much TV as it's happening.
Oh, I do.
I mean, especially right now. I'm unconscionably busy for me. Right now. And so I'm watching even less. And I'm trying to use my decompressed time to play games or read things as opposed to just watching stuff. So
totally.
I'm actually kind of not really on TV right now.
I am watching the new season of Wrexham. Welcome to Wrexham.
Sure, yeah.
Which I really, really always love that show. And that new season's really fun. And they've really found a way to for a docu-series, they've really found interesting ways to still talk about each season of a football club in a unique and interesting way, which is surprising. So
totally.
So I really appreciate that. Dark Matter on Apple TV Plus.
That's not a new show, or is it a new series of it?
New series.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Isn't Dark Matter the show though that actress was on? That we took around town?
Oh, maybe.
During the con?
Not the same show, though.
But is this a remake or just a different show called Dark Matter? Oh, okay, that's why I was getting confused.
Oh, fair. No. This is, I think that was a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
This is an Apple TV Plus show.
Have you watched Three Body Problem? I've heard about it, but have not watched it yet.
I fucking love Three Body
Problem.
It's good,
eh?
I wish there was more. I really, really loved that show.
I will be watching The Penguin Show.
Of course.
Because we love fucking Colin Farrell's Penguin.
I want to see more of that performance.
Come on.
What are you doing?
What are you showing me?
Yeah. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Those are a few things.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just not really on TV right now.
I just started playing Fallout 4.
Oh, nice. I did like Fallout. Fallout was a great show.
I mean, yeah. Really if you like Supernatural, watch Fallout. That's an easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Easy recommendation there. Next from Nameless Nerd Talk. who asks, rank each year of the podcast from best to worst. Oh my god!
Best year of the podcast, from best to worst. Rank.
It
each
depends
year.
on what you consider best.
Well, how about for the sake of this, it's about like the quality of the content and the experience of doing it, not, oh, I had a bunch of time off and that was good for me.
Well, no, I meant more. Sometimes the craziness is what makes it good.
I agree.
Yeah.
But just let that mean whatever that means to you.
Sure.
Go with your heart.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go 4 is number 1.
I think 5 might be my number 1.
Yeah, I don't know. That was 2 years ago.
but that's still.
I was not there for a bunch of 5.
No.
6 I was? Last year I was?
We're confusing calendar years and podcast
years. Oh,
I
sure.
think.
Sure, maybe then 5.
I think I'm saying.
Before everything crumbled, it was pretty good.
I'm saying like 5, 4, 2.
Really? Okay.
3, 6, 1, 7. I think this past year I think this is pretty much the worst we've been.
I'm gonna say 5, 4, 3, 7.
Yeah, you better fucking watch it. Get triggered.
7.
You said 5, 4, 3. Who knew what was gonna happen?
7, 6, 1.
Sure.
Yeah. No, 6, 7, 1.
Yeah. I think we're in agreement about 7.
Yeah. No, because you said you put 7 last. I put 1 last.
I mean, pretty close though.
Yeah. Because 1, we didn't even know what this was.
That's true.
We were still trying to make this like about comics.
And there were other factors.
Yep. But you know what though? To make up for that.
But here's the thing. That's the reason why I put 2 as high as I did.
Yeah.
Because 2 had the Zeppelin, Evil Alfred.
Yeah.
All sorts of shit came out in 2. That is like kind of like iconic now.
Yeah, it's true. We did a lot. I don't know if any of it was very funny, but we put a lot of effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think we got funnier as it went on, but we did less.
Absolutely.
Because
as I call it, the Richard Eden method.
Well, it's more of that I found a thing I could lean on and had to do less. I think we're saying the same thing.
Sorry, I'm mid-eating.
Yeah, that's a thing. I'm glad we're doing that 7 years into a podcast.
I mean, this is kind of why year 7 sucks.
A thing you're actively contributing to.
Listen, I'm not saying it's entirely my fault, but it's a little bit.
All right, next question comes from Downtown Goat 772, who asks, seeing the Northern Lights is on my bucket list. Do you get to see them a lot? I was trying to decide between Yellowknife and White Horse in late February. Which is better town for viewing? I mean, for viewing?
Can I tell you right now?
Yeah.
There are a couple of nice things in Yellowknife, and I like boating, so I like going out on the lake.
Sure.
But Yellowknife is if White Horse had no hobbies.
Yeah, but it does have better Northern Lights, technically.
You could see the Northern Lights. I mean, obviously not in the summer because it's too bright.
Yeah,
we have too much.
It is, but would be the best time to come here.
Yeah, February, if that was the idea in the question, is a fine time to come.
Oh, I meant summer is the best time to come here. But
summer is a fun time to come here because it's wild.
Yeah,
to have all of that light.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome. But if you're on like a winter trip, you can absolutely see the Northern Lights here. You can see them in town, even with the light pollution of town. But like, it's like drive 2 minutes and you might as well be nowhere. Like that's the real benefit of a place like this.
Totally,
is you don't have to like go to the country. You just have to
eat a lot of peaches.
You just have to take 3 steps to the wilderness and like all that light pollution's gone. You go around one hill and the sky opens up and you can see the whole thing. That's pretty cool.
Totally.
Yeah. I would definitely say White Horse.
Yeah, White Horse for a better experience, Yellowknife for better Northern Lights.
I guess, but then you're in Yellowknife.
Yeah, it's not a wild difference either.
I did have a great taco in Yellowknife.
Nice.
From an alley. Do you remember that?
I bet.
The alley taco?
I bet she remembers.
No. I mean, how dare you? In an alley.
She was.
Jesus. We all knew what you were implying.
I know, but I needed to be more
gross
upsetting.
Piece of shit.
All right.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Who the fuck said you could talk?
Whoa.
So sorry.
Get a fucking...
I'm so sorry.
You're going to get fucking slapped.
Even I know better than that. No. I love you. I'm sorry. So you can't be here for this. Who I am here is bad.
That was fucked. I'm also done eating now. I'm good.
Oh, good. Can we continue?
I was continuing. I think I was holding it together pretty well.
All right. From Nobody89 who asks, what was the last thing you crossed off your bucket list?
I mean, I don't keep a bucket list because that's not how my brain works.
That's how you eat. That's not how you think. Out of a bucket.
However, I will say a thing that has been on my wish, like a thing I've wanted to do for a very long time.
And your birthday's coming up.
No, I'm going to do in March, which is go to Japan.
Yeah.
That's like a long time. I've always wanted to go. I'm finally doing that. So as much as I can have a bucket list thing, that's one. And that's coming up. So that's pretty exciting for me.
Sure.
You must have a bucket list. You, of all people, must have an actual physical list of bucket.
A bucket?
You know what I meant.
Here's my list of bucket.
Yeah. Gray. Waterproof.
Yeah. I don't.
Really?
Yeah, no, I don't.
But that feels like such a you thing. Like, even from the
I know.
Even from the perspective of being like, business motivated, it feels like an exercise you would do to like vision your next 10 years or some shit like that.
Typically what I do is I think of a thing that I want to do and then I go and do that thing. I don't set it aside.
I mean, that also sounds like you.
I go like, oh, this is the thing I want to do. I'm just going to go do it.
Interesting.
And so like it comes up and then I make it happen.
Sure.
And so it's like, I mean, the closest to that, and it's not a bucket list, but a thing that I've been like long time setting aside.
Trying to go to all of the Access powers.
One more.
Yeah.
I'm getting one more this year.
You're close.
It was going to LA.
Right.
Which is the thing I've just been planning to do for a long time and haven't done.
Yeah.
It's a far stretch to call that a bucket list thing.
Sure.
But, and it was underwhelming.
Sure.
But I did it. I think Japan would have been a bucket list thing if I had created one, maybe. But
yeah,
I don't even know if I want. I don't even think I realized how much I wanted to go there until
that one feels
there.
like one where you just like you went in and you were like, oh fuck, that's great.
Yeah. And so I think like being a very poor kid, I just like never thought that big. And now as a point where I'm like able to make things happen, I just do it.
Right.
And so yeah, it's somewhere in the middle where I end up not making a list.
Yeah, I mean, I also basically don't make a list.
Yeah.
I will say that one other thing that I think about sometimes is I would like to learn how to stunt drive.
Oh.
I don't know how to make that happen.
I mean, there are courses and stuff in Vegas and stuff, but
well, yeah, but this is what I mean.
Yeah, here it is.
Vegas.
There's the read. What am I going to do? Go somewhere?
No, I'm just going to teach myself and drive dangerously locally.
Yeah. In your RAV4.
Yeah, baby.
V4, baby.
Yeah, baby. But yeah, no, going to Japan is essentially a bucket list thing for me.
Yeah. But otherwise, no, I haven't really checked off anything.
Yeah, there you go.
Except for doing anal on my birthday.
That's cool, man.
To myself.
Oh.
I just needed to do it. It wasn't about how.
I'm so concerned about my wife not having the context for things, but I was this close to saying she had to force your heart dick. That's not even from this podcast.
Nope. But don't you dare censor yourself just because someone else is around.
Oh, God. It's not even like censoring, like I wouldn't say it, but I just feel compelled to give the background.
No. Why? We don't give it to them.
True, but they're just the listeners.
Yeah. We say shit just for each other all the time.
That's
sometimes
true.
From the other show, sometimes just from our live.
That's true. Fair.
Next question. V. Hurin asks, What is your favorite of the new Star Trek? I'm loving Lower Decks.
Yeah, I mean, Lower Decks is a lot of fun and sort of specifically designed to like
for people like us,
reward you for liking Star Trek. These little, all the little references and things like that. And Lower Decks like brings to life the thing that Trek fans would do, be like, why are Data and Geordi testing a phaser next to the warp core? And just mess with those moments and things like that. That show is something special because it could have easily been too cynical.
Yeah.
Or too silly, but it actually manages to still be like good Trek.
Yeah, totally.
It could have gone the other way too. It's really good. I will say, I know you don't feel this way. I love Strange New Worlds.
Sure.
That is a great show with a good cast. That's actually structured like a classic Star Trek, where it's like Discovery. I enjoy. I have to watch the final season. I haven't yet, but. I like it, but it was like an experiment. Like, what if we did it where we're following like a character, like a primetime TV show, not like a ensemble casty kind of thing. And so you have a character like Kayla Detmer who's been on the bridge for 4 years, and you go like, I know nothing about her.
Yeah.
But on Lower Decks or on Strange New Worlds, characters all get their moments, just like classic Trek. And I think like the effects are good, the action's good. I love like. There were some like really like powerful episodes. One about a planet that wipes your memory.
Yeah,
shit felt like classic Trek kind of stuff. I really like Strange New Worlds a lot.
I would
and
say
Pike's hot as shit.
The best of it, all of the new stuff, is the last season of Picard.
The last season of Picard. I mean, like that's right in the field. I mean, I told you I was like fully crying.
Oh, I know. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the show you loved and people coming together at, like
the show I love, people coming together. I'm hormonally imbalanced. It's becoming apparent. Like Riker saying like, "Where you go, we go," and I was like, "They're doing it." The music was swelling.
Well, you're in luck because we're going to the doc scored.
Hang on.
Yep.
Fuck.
1 and a 2, 3, 2.
Don't rush me.
Yep.
We will.
I knew it.
Doc score.
I knew after I saw after I heard those 2 claps, I was like, "Fuck."
That really opened it up for me.
Yeah.
I would never have thought of "We Will Rock You" on my own, which is true. I said it sarcastically, but I would not have thought of it.
No.
Yeah.
All right. First question from the doc scored comes from Cosmic DM Crunchy.
Oh, baby.
Who asks, for both of you, what's your go-to karaoke song? If you had to do a Michael Jackson song, which would it be? Also, not a question, but I want to reiterate how proud I feel of Doc's health journey this past year.
Thank you, Kaz.
Super happy for you.
Appreciate it.
What health journey did you go on?
I lost 40 pounds, you piece of shit.
Well, tell your body to show it. A thing you said to me.
I can say it. That's our word.
Oh, I'm sorry. A thing you actively said to me, not even on mic for jokes, just a mean thing you said to me in public.
Oh, about your body?
Yes.
That's different. That's about you.
A thing.
And I said it to you because you're getting fatter. I'm getting less fat. You're going that direction. That's fun and funny and good.
No, that's not.
You don't
what
understand
happened.
how comedy works. I see what the problem is.
No,
here.
what you said was you're getting fat, and I said I've actually lost some weight. You said, why don't you tell your body?
I mean, that's pretty good.
You fucking prick.
That's pretty good. Yeah, but only if I'm saying it.
As a man who just ate McDonald's on mic because he couldn't wait.
It's fine. I already ate my leftovers.
Yeah, how many times did you eat today?
Only a couple.
Do we want to get?
I'm not doing this with you. No, thank you, Kaz. Appreciate that. I mean, go-to karaoke songs. I have a few. You did karaoke literally for the first time when we went to Toronto Comic Con.
That's right.
Which was so hard for me to even like understand. Like, you've never gotten drunk and sang in front of a bunch of people.
I only get drunk and sing my own songs.
I mean, that does make sense. But you did
Wannabe.
You did Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Yeah. Terribly.
So badly.
Yeah. Oh, real
but,
bad.
Like, it was fun. It was in the tone of the evening.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I was very drunk.
And I think I told you, you did karaoke the way you do stand-up, which is hold the mic 2 hands and pace aggressively.
Yep.
Which was very funny to me. I mean, my range is like not great.
Yeah.
So I have to stick to a few things.
Didn't stop me.
I love Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
karaoke classics for me. Bare Naked Ladies, karaoke classics for me. I did Enid.
Yeah.
Which is one that I love to do.
And fucking everyone loved that.
That was fun.
That was the one that wouldn't have come up and everyone loved.
Enid's one I like to do. I like to do...
I forgot I even knew that song until it came out.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
So Enid by the Bare Naked Ladies is one. Only Want to Be With You by Hootie and the Blowfish is one. Do I have another karaoke classic? I used to do more rap and have since.
Well, why would you stop?
Well, because I'm not like 20 anymore, and I sort of just backed off of
that didn't stop me.
Wannabe. I don't know that I've ever done.
Oh my
Goo Goo
god!
Dolls.
What a night killer than like you singing like Iris.
I think that's the thing. That's why I don't do the Goo Goo Dolls. Is because I can't
just like Black Balloon and everyone's like fucking.
I can't be the guy that goes and I'll give up forever.
Which is absolutely who you are.
It is, but
you know better.
I know better.
Now.
Did I ever tell you about the time I went to the Boiler Room in town for karaoke, and this guy got up and he was like 60 or whatever, like in a button-up shirt.
Yeah,
and we were like, okay, like
sang beautifully.
He's going to do the Eagles or some shit. And he went up and he did Music of the Night from Phantom of the Opera, and it was I was drunk, but I also teared up. I was like, it was beautiful. And then he like disappeared into the night. I've never seen him again.
Amazing.
It was incredible.
Or he went into the back curtain area.
Yeah, he went under the boiler room to write his aria. Sing karaoke.
I love that.
That kind of stuff though, like jock jam sort of thing is. I'll go for that kind of stuff.
A thing that I wish I could do that clearly would steal the night is Hamilton.
Okay, so we've told this story maybe on the Patreon, maybe on the main. That was such an outrageous experience. It's an experience that I haven't had, I think, since I was in university.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where you go for a night out and you go like, oh, I'll remember this one.
Yes.
So we're at this karaoke bar. We were invited by podcast friends of ours to their friends going away thing. So we
were not invited. Yeah.
We're hammered. We had this like it was great. Vibes were great.
A wild Uber ride there,
and then
you do remember it from the video episode.
And then one person got up and decided they were going to do "Satisfied" from Hamilton.
Insane.
And I turned to you and I was like, "There's other parts in this song than just Angelica Schuyler. Like, what's she going to do?" And the answer is the entire bar. Did the rest and like harmonized.
Yes.
And like we were in Hamilton.
We were in Hamilton.
It was awesome. It was so much fun. Because you're like, to the groove.
Could you imagine if
like the whole fucking room was into it? Everyone knew it. It was like we got tricked into being a flash mob. Like
truly, like what if that didn't go like that? Like it was like something out of a dream.
It was very fever dreamy.
It makes me want to do a karaoke night that's just like musicals and like Taylor Swift.
It made me go like, am I a musical theater nerd?
No, you're just like Hamilton. Yeah,
that was like, I mean, that's even more basic.
Sure, but, whatever.
But it was such an awesome time. Both of us were like, oh, we're doing it.
Yeah, like, it was. It was, I would say, in my top 5 live music experiences.
Then she'd hold the mic out, and then the whole room, too, like, there were, like, sometimes you go to karaoke, people just yell the songs, but she'd hold the mic out, and then everyone everyone, all the dudes,
so earnestly,
quietly and earnestly would be like, "You strike me."
Yes.
As a woman who has never been satisfied. Everyone's like so like earnest.
So earnest.
It was pretty wild. That was a good one.
Yeah. So that's what I wish I could do because I just want to relive that moment.
Totally. That was so awesome. Yeah. That was a fun one.
All right. Let's go to the next one. From Constipated Gandalf.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. This shall not pass.
That's correct.
Yeah.
What is the best piece of advice the two of you would give for both acting and in business?
Here's my pitch.
Okay.
We give the opposite advice. You give acting advice and I'll give business advice.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
my pitch for this.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I think my business advice, and I'm going to try and do this earnestly. I'm not going to try and take the piss here. My business advice is that the process of getting a job, the application, the interview, your references, your resume, all those pieces, that's about getting in the door.
Yeah.
So when you apply to a place, obviously you got to check some boxes to be able to get in the door, those doors. But really aim for like what kind of place do you want to work at? Or what kind of like genre of work do you want to be in more than the position? Because the second part of this advice is those things get you in the door. Once you're there, you have something to offer. Maybe it lines up with what was on the job description. Maybe it doesn't. But once you're there, you can show what that is and do it. And both of us, I think, have repeatedly been hired for a job and immediately turned it into something else.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's not about doing like a shell game switcheroo, but it's you have more to offer than what's on the paper. And maybe you could do those things on the paper, but that's not what makes you valuable or interesting. And it's not what makes you maybe passionate about the work. So like for me, the advice is treat the application and the position and stuff like that as the gateway. But what you should be looking at is where do you want to work and how do you want to work? And then just start doing those things once you're there. Do what you have to do to get in the door. Don't lie. Don't, be honest, be a good person about it. But do what you got to do. Like write your resume how you got to write it to get in the door. And then once you're there, show them what you got.
Yeah. I mean, be good at the things that you're good at, and if they're a good employer, they'll just realize that you're really good at that and make the job that.
Yeah, that's the piece of it, right? If they're a bad employer, they'll be like, "No, we just want
you're not checking the boxes.
Get
out of there."
Then you're better off with it.
Yeah.
In the global sense of like you're better off with it. I mean, we all need jobs. I get that, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I think that's kind of my business advice.
This feels like a very imbalanced situation here.
So now give some real earnest acting advice, Richard. As the guy who, when he was 8, played fucking Scrooge and never shuts the fuck up about it.
Also, I also played a random gay person in a late high school production.
And I'm sure it was tasteful.
Well, it was written by a high schooler who was gay, so it was fine.
I mean, I don't know. That sort of sounds like I have a lot of black friends kind of.
Also, you may remember me from British Army guy.
I mean, truly your best work. Is he here in the room with us right now?
Oh, are you talking about me?
What, you think you can come in here?
You think you could give a business advice?
It's still good.
I know.
An episode my wife has not been able to listen to.
Doesn't like it. Nope.
No, she doesn't like it.
It's not about acting. It's about reacting.
That's the opposite, I think. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah. No, let's just leave it there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Next question. Mara in Iowa asks, what other TV show would you want to podcast about for many, many years? I mean, we've joked about a lot.
I've joked about a lot.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
I mean, I have thoughts.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about Grey's Anatomy.
I know. That makes one of us.
Yeah, I mean, these aren't necessarily ones that are like good to do for a podcast because either they're overdone or who would care. But like shows I know a lot about and care a lot about, it's like Friends.
Sure.
I could crush a Friends podcast.
Sure.
100%. Mm-hmm. Because it is a competition, and I want everyone to think of it that way. What about you? Like, what are some things that come? I mean, you'd want to do Merlin.
I mean, that is
surely
that is
Merlin
high
would
on my
be-
list for sure.
Doctor
I think
Who?
Doctor Who would be up there. Mystery Science Theater 3000 is probably the one that I would want to
Interesting.
do that. I don't know has been done, and it's probably
Surely someone. You have to do it though, like Mystery Science Theater.
yeah, well, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's very much up my alley. I think. Yeah.
Mystery Science Theater 9000.
Yeah, because it's more of it, but double. Yeah.
What's squared?
Fuck. Or yeah, I think that, or like do something fucking like Monty Python's Flying Circus or something like that. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
I'm trying to think of like what's another show I could see us doing Mad Men.
Sure.
But be like, that's not how I would sell those cigarettes. Here's how I would sell those cigarettes. Community, yeah, thank you. That's a good. I would do Community. That's a fun one.
Wild On with Carmel Electric.
Yeah.
Red Shoe Diaries. I mean,
Okay, here's the pitch.
yeah.
The podcast is called the podcast is called After 1 a.m.
Oh my God. It's
And
just.
we review episodes of the shows that came on after 1 a.m.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wild On.
Red Shoe
Red Shoe
Diaries,
Diaries.
The L Word.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oz.
Oh my God.
You know, a nice, fun cornucopia of
What's
different
the
shows.
fucking a David Tell's show, Insomnia. Yeah.
Whatever that telenovela was on TLN.
Oh yeah. I didn't watch that.
Yeah, me neither.
Fuck yeah.
The Chris Isaac show.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah, all sorts of weird shit.
And I wanna fall in love.
Listen, actually, that might be a good karaoke jam for me too.
Oh yeah.
I would Chris Isaac that shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, which I hope just means do the song.
Uh-oh.
And someone's not going to send me like a link to a news report or
Yeah.
something. Be like, he said he was going to Chris Isaac this.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
All right, next question from Big McLarge Huge.
Sure.
Who asks, what is the most life-threatening thing you've willingly done to yourself?
Oh. I mean,
you-
for you, it's every year of Docmas.
Fucking every goddamn year. I'm looking at you, Nutmas.
The most life-threatening thing I've ever done to myself?
Walk in the middle of a crime scene.
No. I mean, what's going to happen to me? Most
I don't look like I have the mark of Cain.
most life-threatening thing I've willingly done to myself.
I mean, is
It's
it
probably
eating the way you have over the last 37 years?
I mean, is it life-threatening if it takes that long? Yeah, I mean, I guess time is life-threatening on a long enough scale, you know, just fucking existing, you know. I think it's when I was younger. I'm going to say something that sounds like it's a joke. I used to run my mouth a lot.
Me too.
And I
still do.
And I have been basically pulled out of starting fights that other people thought I couldn't win. But I am convinced would have been fine.
Yeah. The difference was
one time I did almost get stabbed on a train.
Jesus Christ.
But in
that guy could have taken off your head.
But in my defense,
yeah,
they were staring at me.
This sounds like it was a you problem.
Here's the thing, though. I wouldn't just go, you're staring at me, let's fight. I just like taking the piss. So they were staring at me, so I just stared back.
Sure.
because that's funny to do.
Yeah,
and then they started going like quoi, and I was like, bah, vas-y quoi. And then I was escalating, and my friend was like, we need to get out of here because he didn't want to be in a fight. He pulled me off the train at the next stop. But
also, there's nothing.
I've got a tendency not to back down.
There's
if
also
you've noticed.
Yes. Oh, you mean you just escalate and get hotter?
And in my younger days, I think that manifested slightly more dangerously than it does now.
Also, nothing's less threatening than French.
I mean,
quoi.
I mean, that is true. I've definitely said this on the podcast before. My wife has heard me say this so many times, but it's a thing that makes me laugh so goddamn hard.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a white trash Justin Timberlake in France. His name was M. Pecora. And
wait, like the Indian snack?
Not Pakora, but Pokora. But yeah, basically. And he got so big that he got to do a song with Timbaland. He was so big in France that he did a song called Dangerous with Timbaland.
Yeah.
And whatever, it's like a totally like brr kind of song. But at the end of it, like at the end of a song, when you got Timbaland or someone on it, that's where they go like, yeah. Like whatever, like they do their hype kind of shit at the end. Timbaland was clearly like, well, this song is going to play big in France. I should cater. And so at the end, instead of going like, yeah, Timbaland literally goes, we. It's the stupidest shit. It sounds so stupid. It's not cool at all.
Wow. That's
it's the funniest
dumb.
shit. It's the funniest shit in the world. Because it's also not how French rap works.
Sure. Yeah.
First of all, at least go, ouais.
Yeah.
Not oui. It would be like a rapper coming on going like, yes.
Not like yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so insane. But just Timbaland in the exact cadence that you're picturing.
Wow.
Just going, oui. It's so fucking funny.
So bad.
Go listen to Dangerous by M. Pecora.
That's incredible.
If I've got one piece of business advice for you. It's
love that.
Yeah. What about you? Most dangerous thing you've like willingly, on purpose done?
So many things that I've done.
But you're a guy that's like hadn't done drugs.
No, but I am constantly in dangerous situations.
Sure.
Yeah.
But willingly?
Well,
because that's a key word there.
I spent a lot of time in Detroit.
Sure.
And going to like parties in 8 Mile and things like that.
Sure. And you would just go there and loudly say, I don't get Eminem.
Yeah. I would say I just don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's better. Yeah. I think you
should
should keep working at that stamp factory or whatever the fuck he was doing in the movie.
Yeah. There's two specific stories. Both aren't good. One of them is just getting in a random car with a guy that ended up then trying to molest me.
I mean, the ending of that is bad, but just getting in a car is not
with a stranger. Just don't do that. Just because he pulled up beside you and you weren't hitchhiking.
Oh, I did that a few times in France.
Somebody who just pulled up beside you and was like, "Hey, do we need a ride?"
I mean, he just showed up at the sidewalk where we were, and then I got in, and I ended up in a barn a few hours away.
Jesus Christ!
It was a fun party.
Luckily,
listen, don't close yourself off to new opportunities.
No.
You could,
don't.
Sure, you could get molested, but you could also go to a fun barn party.
I mean, just flip the coin.
Think about the barn.
You could muck it.
Oh no.
That or we used to do a thing because I lived next to the train tracks, and we would jump from moving trains into other moving trains.
I mean, that sounds like it should be the answer to this.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, it was like an ongoing thing where we would have to, like, how fast were you willing to go for each train to be going in opposite directions to jump from one to another?
I mean, that's kind of cool as shit.
Mostly on flatbeds too.
I like it.
Yeah. That was a thing we did for a long, long time. And I'm still alive.
That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. I respect you.
It was a good game. Oh my God, 7 years in.
You finally cracked it.
Now we can end it.
Yeah, this is it.
All right, next question from the Overmat, who asks, what's the most wrong you've been about a comic? No, I don't want to do this.
I mean, never.
Yeah.
Name one time.
Yeah. We've never been wrong.
I definitely didn't have to completely edit that Green Arrow episode that we did.
Oh, yeah. Anyways,
don't investigate further, but the unedited version is on Patreon, so give us money,
please.
Give us money to see how wrong we were. That is the most on-brand shit.
I mean, that should be the thing that comes up when we look up the podcast on Patreon.
100%.
From Butt Fart Butt.
Okay.
who asks, what are the top 5 concerts you've each been to? I'll tell you right now, that fucking Hamilton karaoke night was one of them.
I mean, it's up there.
Yeah.
Is it a concert if you're the performer?
Well, then I have to remove a lot from my list then.
Oh, sorry. All your favorite concerts are ones you performed in?
Not
the
all
most
of them.
Richard fucking answer.
Not all of them,
time.
but some of them for sure.
I'll tell you right now, one that I loved is my wife and I went and saw Queen with Adam Lambert. And
Sure.
that was like a good show. That was, that was solid. I really liked that one. I was like a happy little fucking piggy seeing the Crash Test Dummies.
Oh yeah,
that right in my element.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that like, my wife was like, "You were like happy."
I haven't seen you like that since morphine.
Yeah. That one's up there. I saw Ben Folds and Bare Naked Ladies. It was post Stephen Page, but it's still like I love Ben Folds, dude. That was a good show. Back when I was into ska, I saw Real Big Fish and MXPX and
the Warped Tour,
Streetlight Manifesto, all at the fucking government.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw that one. And then Incubus.
Oh, that's a you band.
And I think the Bravery opened for them.
Oh my god. I haven't holy shit. What did you just unlock?
It wasn't just the Bravery, it's the Bravery and Guster.
What?
Opened for fucking Incubus.
Weird.
Yeah. That one was a good show too. I've seen Rush. I've seen a bunch like yeah, I'm gonna go with the as I said them. Yeah.
Sure.
I did okay, my wife is mouthing at me. I had a great time at the Meatloaf concert. But there was something like inherently sad about going to Meatloaf when he couldn't sing his own songs.
Yeah. And the things you knew about him.
But I did objectively have a great time with my dad at a Meatloaf concert.
Sure.
That was an awesome experience, but there is a sort of like vague melancholy to him not being able to sing his own songs.
And being the man.
And I just for the record completely agree with all of his personal
cosign.
Opinions. Yeah, co-signed. Won't investigate further.
No. Yeah, okay, so one of them, I mean, these are all going to be for nobody, but one of them is, there was a band that basically, like, all of the kids of my generation in Windsor that went to punk shows loved this one band. They sort of got big, that you may remember them, Sewing with Nancy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then they eventually became The Reason.
Yeah.
And we're big in Ontario, but that's basically it.
Not Hoobastank's The Reason.
No, though if you
they
Google,
didn't become the song The Reason by Hoobastank.
Though if you Google, if you Kazad that The Reason, that's all you would ever get is that, or the band Texas is The Reason.
Sure.
Go, both great. But The Reason did a Sewing with Nancy reunion show.
Oh, that's fun.
And they also brought back another like Windsor band that also had broken up. And they came back together because they were basically like the next generation of that band,
right?
And we're in love with them. And then my band got to open up for that show.
That's fun.
And that was probably the most populated like small venue show I've ever been to.
Sure, yeah.
That was really good. Another one is at probably one of the most dangerous venues in Detroit called The Shelter. Going to there, seeing Alexis on Fire and Bane.
That's cool.
And Armor for Sleep, which is a bit of a lopsided.
Even I have a band.
Yeah, that's right. Crazy, like one of those sweaty shows. Seeing Alexis on Fire in such a small venue, everybody climbing over top of each other and stuff like that was so fucking rad.
Oh man, I seen Metric. I didn't put Metric in my fucking list.
That was really really good. My band's like reunion after we like 8 years of breaking up.
A couple of times mentioning your own band.
Yep. That's not the question's not what other band. It just says what concert.
Does seem to be a litmus test for egomania though.
One of those wasn't me. 8 years later, I came back from the Yukon and played a reunion show after I'd moved up here, and that's
fun.
That was really, really fun. And some of those bands have now like gotten famous and stuff that played with us, and that's really cool. The Marianas Trench show was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was just like watching Cirque du Soleil. Like it was fucking crazy. That was rad. And then probably seeing Kesha and LMFAO.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good show.
It was so fun. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where did you see them?
In Michigan, like basically this giant hill.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it was like
You also made that sound like it was nowhere.
It basically
in Michigan at this giant hill.
Yeah. It's called Pine Knob for anybody who actually knows Michigan, but I
mean, hey, listen, that's why some people like Star Trek.
Pine Knob
for that Pine Knob.
But yeah, I mean, it was so fun to just like dance in like a big crowd on a hill, like
that's fun
to LMFAO and Kesha, like at the time when they were their biggest.
The other thing is like, my taste in music. The stuff I was like most excited about was usually pretty mellow.
Yeah.
Like I saw Ron Sexsmith, and I was like,
sure,
fuck yeah,
Yeah. I've seen some shows up here that were really great, but yeah, those are probably the ones
that's fun.
Are the best.
Nice.
All right, next question from the Moral Compass of the Doc Scored, who asks, can we get an update on Doc's work, networking, and Pro's political career? Yeah, I mean, it isn't the season. The last bit.
But, I mean, maybe not at these specific Mixer events, but I'm more implicated in things outside the confines of my office than I have been for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm relatively in there, like a dirty shirt.
Hell yeah!
So that basically my update is like it just keeps going. It's growing.
Yeah. I'm contending with my.
Oh, do we have an announcement?
I'm not ready.
We should announce it here.
I'm not ready.
We should tie these things together.
You don't want me to do that.
We should tie your political career to this.
No, I'd rather not, especially with AI becoming what it is.
Just a big fucking heavy anchor around your neck.
That's slowly becoming out of my hands.
Yeah.
No, look. Everybody has been fucking asking me in town if I'm going to run, and
4 people asked him.
It's more than that, but it's
5.
It's to the point where like the premier has asked me to run, and I don't want to yet. I don't think I'm ready to, and I want to see what other stuff is going on. But it's happening. Like I had a meeting with the premier the other day, and that came up, and the people, it's happening. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think you should. By Lex Luthor rules,
Oh,
not even because like for some like of my own reasons. I think even by your logic, it's that like, do you know how much power I'd have to give up to be president?
Sure, yeah.
That's sort of how I feel about you entering municipal politics.
Sure, yeah. It is better to be the person complaining than the person making decisions.
Yeah.
And I'm about to step into a role that will give me a lot more complaining power, which is nice. But I don't know. We'll see.
Listen, I'll be right here blasting episode of the podcast.
Jesus fucking
at
Christ.
all of your campaign rallies.
Yeah, I also don't trust all of you not to get involved.
I'm going to clip out that bit from episode 2.
All right. At least put it behind the paywall first.
Fine.
You won't believe what he said.
Yeah, I'm going to clickbait
it. All right, next. From Fingerstripes 13.
Hell yeah.
Who asks,
nice.
What are some of your guys' favorite standalone novels?
Ooh.
I mean, you talked about The Foundation yesterday.
But standalone is the hiccup there, because a lot of the novels that I like are parts of series.
Yeah.
Foundation, I grew up reading that. I love that. I obviously love Lord of the Rings, old news. Dune, I like. Hitchhiker's Guide,
sure,
I like. But again, all series.
Oh, Hitchhiker's sort of a series.
It's 6 books.
No, I know that, but it's not like, it doesn't feel as linear, right? Like,
I mean, it jumps around a bit, but it is.
Okay.
A book that I loved on its own, but then discovered it was part of a series, was a book called, I think I've talked about it before, it's called The Sky Stone.
Yeah.
By Jack White.
That's some fucking, like...
It's like a historical fiction thing about, like, the fall of Rome in Britain, and then over the course of a couple of generations, leading to Camelot. Like a kind of historical fiction version of Camelot. No magic, no stuff like that. It was about, like... maybe what the myth would have been based on, kind of thing. I really loved that first book. The Sky Stone was really interesting because I'm a Roman history nerd and all this kind of shit, and I really like that one. But again, parts of series. There's a book that I read that I think is part of a series, but I never read the series. There was a fantasy book called War of the Flowers, I think, and I really liked that one. That was interesting. But in general, I tend to find that the stuff I'm reading ends up being part of a bigger series. I mean, I will say... I like The Stand.
Sure.
That's...
yeah.
You know, The Stand is good.
I'm surprised you're okay reading horror.
I mean, reading it's a little different.
Sure.
You know? But, yeah... Yeah, it's tricky with novels, and I'm trying not to go into the nonfiction because that's not really like a novel. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. What about you? Standalone novel is actually like way harder than I expected to be. Like, and I'm also trying to like think of things that I actually feel a certain way about. Like, I've read lots of novels that like the ones that like you're supposed to read. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
But you know. And I like them. Like I like Pride and Prejudice. I like Dostoevsky stuff. I like Anna Karenina. But like those don't like jump out like, oh my god, this book. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Anna Karenina is probably the closest of any of them. But
did you ever read Red Shirts?
No.
That's a good one. You'd like that.
Is it like about what I think it's about?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not like actually about Star Trek, but it's about like basically.
Yeah, but about like in the Galaxy Quest kind of way.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah,
tropes
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
That one's really, really good. I mean, a lot of what I've read is like I read a lot of like classic sci-fi books, like standalone stuff.
Sure.
And then I read a lot.
Yeah, I guess I read a bunch of Asimov.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, and like original cyberpunk stuff and but
Shogun is like an all-time fave.
A lot of what I've read is like biographies.
Sure.
I love biographies. Like Console Wars is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That fucking book it really changed my mind about marketing and stuff.
Right.
I really love Tina Fey's book, Amy Poehler's book, Will Wheaton's book.
Graham Norton's is good.
Graham Norton, sure. Who else? Mindy Kaling's book. Mike Birbiglia's book. I love Simon Pegg's book. Holy shit. Yeah. I really like that book.
But again, not really like novels.
Yeah, I don't
like. I was even staying away from that. I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which I fucking loved. But
sure, but otherwise, I don't really read just like straight up novels very often.
Yeah, and again, I mean, like I've read lots of stuff, but favorites, that's tricky.
Yeah, or series. I mean, I've read I love
I'm trying to stay away from the series because I fucking love Foundation.
Yeah. I love fucking YA series like Hunger Games. Fucking
Well, that's
Harry
the other
Potter.
thing. All your YA stuff is like all series.
Yeah. All right. Last question.
Okay.
From Liam Willis. It was a question that we already asked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was if you're going to start another podcast about a TV show.
Oh, well then there you go.
And that was it.
That's it. We've go clean
7
yourself
years.
up. We've done annual.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. You fucking pig.
Yeah. I'll fold up the tarp for another year.
Oh my God. Can you clean up next time?
Nope. Just fold it up.
Yeah. Just add another layer.
It's been 7 years. If you had to make one prediction for year 8. What is it?
It's weird. Some big decisions are being made.
Yeah. Yeah. Will the mayor of a capital city be on a podcast like this?
Oh my God. I don't fucking know, man. Yeah. Here's we got to figure out where we got to do something with our money.
Listen, if we hit 100,000 $5 subscribers
a month, yeah,
we will buy a house each month.
Yeah,
for us to
in
rent.
One of yours names.
Yeah, to rent.
Yeah.
As an Airbnb.
Yeah. Not for them.
No, to squeeze the housing market even more.
I love you with money just becomes a completely different person.
Oh, trust me. I'm on a high horse until there's a more expensive horse. I'll go as low as you want, baby.
Yeah. So what about you?
Prediction for this year?
Yeah.
Prediction for this year, I think, is that I think we're going to find our stride again.
Yeah.
My prediction is that, like, the random rough bits and me being so busy have been a weird wrench.
Mm-hmm.
But that's almost
It's all
over.
going to settle down, yeah.
It's all about to settle down. I think we're about to head into the best episodes we've ever done. Mark my words.
Only on Patreon.
Yeah, or somewhere else if all of those don't live up to it. Canadian episodes, you wouldn't know them.
Here's my prediction, is that it's going to get worse.
Interesting.
Because people are going to find out how good you are at the things that you're doing, and everyone's going to want you to do it more, and you're going to have a hard time saying no.
I don't have a hard time saying no.
Yeah, but it is when you are asked to do a thing because people think you're good at it.
Ooh, I do love an ego stroke.
And they want to pay you money for it. And it's too much money for the thing that you're getting paid for, but you'll do it anyways because you want all that money. Which you know is a real possibility.
It's possible. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you think we're going to get better? I think we're going to get worse.
I mean,
only you can decide.
Possibly both of us will be right.
Yeah, in some ways,
yeah,
getting worse will make it better.
If there's one thing this show has proven.
Yeah. If we just keep forcing our way through.
If we just try less, the good will come. Ladies. Adios. Ciao.
Heroes. They always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure. They are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.